Thursday, everyone. So is it really so great to have presidential debates? Yeah, it's time to review
The feudal rally in Simi Valley.
Yeah. As you can see in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, it's been 23 hours since the second GOP presidential debate. No one's ever done that before. And much like Vivek's hairline, my migraine is finally receding. The debate was held at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, a reminder of an era when a president leaving office at the age of 78 was considered too old. And a reminder that it is still legal to park a jet in a library. Excuse me, ma'am, where can I find the classic literature section? Right behind the 747. Okay, so in case you missed it, let's get right to the highlights. Here are all the best parts.
How would you, as president, protect American farmers and ranchers from that kind of retaliation from a foreign government like China? How do you think about dealing with the root causes of crime, especially this revolving door of the criminals? They just get out and come back and commit another crime. What is your mathematical path, yes, Governor DeSantis, in order to try to beat President Trump, who has a commanding and enduring lead in this race?
Yeah. That lady's pretty good. She was the only moderator I could understand without a struggle. Somebody should give her a job sitting next to an incredibly handsome genius every day at 5 o'clock. And also Jesse Waters. Anyway, here's a little known fact that I just made up. Debate is actually a Latin word meaning everybody talking at once.
Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting. While I'm speaking. Gentlemen, you'll have your turn.
One of the challenges is that we please focus on the issues that matter. We know we did business in China. Everybody knows that.
Let's have a policy debate.
What's going on?
Let us have a policy debate.
Yeah, that happened a lot, and I mean a lot.
Excuse me, we cannot talk over each other. We must respect each other's time. My apologies for that.
I'm ready, Stuart.
Governor
Peace comes through strength.
Governor Christie.
To peace.
Governor Christie.
The Communist Party of China is the real enemy.
You banned it before they voted.
No, it's not true.
You banned it before they voted, and not only that, fracking wasn't. They didn't vote on fracking.
She's totally wrong.
All those voices. I felt like I was inside Geraldo's brain. No offense to Dana's fellow moderator, Ilya Calderon, but damn. And I'm not talking about her accent, although she does make Salma Hayek sound like Queen Elizabeth. But as she struggled, I struggled with her. But look, if you hired me to moderate a Spanish language debate, I wouldn't do a very good job either. But at least I wouldn't fill up the airwaves with a bunch of liberal cliches, or as they say in Spanish, bull.
You have said slaves develop skills in spite of slavery, not because of it. But many are still hurt. What is your message to them? Would you work with Congress to reach a permanent solution for dreamers? What is your specific plan to curb gun violence? Violence against LGBTQ+ people is on the rise and intensifying. How would you protect this community from violent attacks?
So those questions insulted me because we've regularly challenged those phony talking points every day. And yet here we pretend they're agreed upon truths at this debate. Too bad the candidates let them fly, because those questions, which oddly had no follow-up from her, could have been written by Keith Olbermann if he could still write. She amplified a smear about DeSantis. She blamed Americans for the fentanyl flooding the southern border. She asked Mike Pence what he would do to stop violence against LGBTQ+ people. Sorry, guys, this is a Republican debate. If I want my intelligence insulted, I'll talk to Brian Kilmeade. But that's Univision. It's not Fox News, so that's a good call, RNC. Well done. Thankfully, Pence was good for a few dad jokes.
My wife isn't a member of the teachers union, but I got to admit I've been sleeping with a teacher for 38 years. I served in Congress for 12 years, although it seemed longer.
Yeah, he made Ronald Reagan Library sound like an actual library. The guy's stiffer than Nancy Pelosi's eyebrows. If I wanted horribly delivered bad jokes, Seth Meyers is back Monday. They don't even know him. They're like, why did he bring up this stranger? DeSantis seems to have pulled ahead, however, simply by not his pants. Low bar. And near the end, thankfully, he was able to articulate something beyond a robotic smile and stiff arm movements. Because up to that point, I was waiting for Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz to oil his elbows. Vivek, he was weird. He went from the insult pirate of the last debate to, hey, you guys are awesome now. And every time somebody insulted him, his hair grew a little higher. By the end, air traffic control at LAX kept telling him to duck. But he did make good points about mental health, social media, trans and kids, and he did have the last word as the debate crumbled into the ether. I'd say Nikki Haley came off as shrill, but at least she nailed TikTok, even as they advertised during the debate. You know you're being lied to when TikTok suddenly pretends to be right-wing. But there was one candidate who, like Hunter Biden on Father's Day, was absent. Donald Trump.
Donald, I know you're watching. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
It's like a human bottle opener. That was the worst delivery I've seen since the Octomom gave birth. Trump wasn't there, of course, because he's leading every poll, and every attack on him felt like a child getting back at daddy. But I would have preferred these guys answering the questions instead of taunting the Orange Menace. So yeah, the clear winner of the debate, Dana Perino. Why isn't she running for president? Not only would she be the first female president ever, but she'd be the first one to take the oath of office while standing on 6 phone books. Just think about all the extra room they'd have in the White House. We could Airbnb it to pay down the debt. But it was hard to pick a winner because no one shined. I felt like a school bus driver taking a group of noisy delinquents to community service. And you know what? It's not their fault either. If the advent of podcasting taught us anything, it's that this free-for-all debate structure is deader than Joe Biden's frontal lobes. Turns out, it turns everyone into look-at-me potshot artists instead of people explaining why they should be president. I felt gross watching it, but that could have been the 3 pound cakes I ate. Who didn't feel like slitting their wrists after that quarrel over curtains?
As the UN ambassador, you literally put $50,000 on curtains.
You got bad information. First, on the curtains, do your homework, Tim, because Obama bought those curtains.
Did you send them back?
It's in the press.
Did you send them back?
It's the State Department.
Did you send them back?
Did you send them back? You're the one that works in Congress.
Oh my gosh.
You get it
You
done.
hung them on your curtains.
They were there before I even showed up at the residence. You are scrapping. You are scrapping.
I'm not scrapping.
Oh, my God.
A fight over curtains. Does it matter who was right or wrong? And the moderators were powerless to stop the noise because the structure leaned into the chaos instead of preventing it. From now on, they should give the moderators tasers. That'll quiet things down. They could have used a potato gun on Christie, but carbs only make him stronger. But maybe it sucked because when you compare debate structures to long-form interviews where you learn a lot about the candidates, maybe it's time to take this sort of spectacle out into the woods and shoot it. This is 2023. That debate felt so 2015. We deserve better, like smaller debates between 2 candidates, one after the other. It's worth a shot. One thing's for sure, no matter what you think about the GOP candidates, including the one who didn't show up, none of them are as bad as this guy. Yeah, we need a president who can stand up for America, or maybe one that can just stand. Let's welcome tonight's guest. His hair hasn't moved since Hurricane Sandy. Fox News contributor Charlie Hertz. Is that his wallet, or is he just happy to see me? Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary. As a former Ring announcer, we sometimes ask her to empty my spit bucket. Outkick host Charlie Arnold. And doctors often prescribe his act as a sleep aid. Actor, writer, comedian Jamie Lissow. Charlie, last night was a mess.
Ooh.
It was a mess. Oh, that Charlie.
Oh, sorry. You're going to have to clarify here.
I'll call you Charlie 2. Charlie 1. Because you're a guy and she's a girl.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
sexist, right? What did you make of this?
Well, it's hard to top your opening there. I agree with all of it. And I think your analysis, the format is dead, is the problem. And so what you wind up with is it becomes a one-liner contest.
Right.
And you have all these people coming out with these canned one-liners, and they all suck.
Yeah.
And of course, the best one-liner of the night was the one, and it wasn't even a canned one from Dana, where she asks Mike Pence a question about, is Obamacare here to stay? And he goes on this long, wandering explanation about how he's opposed to mass shootings.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the end of it, and she goes, so are you saying that Obamacare is here to stay? And it was hysterical.
Yeah.
But then, all of them, I do think the debate was clarifying. None of these people, and I love these people who think that, what we need to do is we need to winnow it down so it's one person. If you can't beat Donald Trump and he's not on the stage, then winnowing out everybody and having just one person up against Donald Trump, you're still not going to beat him.
Yeah,
you're going to get beaten worse. And of course, you have Democrats who are all in, everybody talks about democracy and how we need to protect it. And you have Democrats saying that, we want to protect democracy by jailing Donald Trump so people can't vote for him. And now you have Republicans who support Ron DeSantis who are so upset because Ron DeSantis keeps screwing up these debates and doesn't do well at them. And they're like, everybody else needs to get out of the race. And it's like, that's not democracy, and that's not going to help.
It's not. All right. Kevin, you're Canadian, and I apologize. No. Are you embarrassed for us? Was it that bad? Or
I always have to shout out my other passports so they don't get mad at me. Also Irish, also Emirati. Come on, throw me a bone. Here's my thing on this. I'm trying to think when I was listening to this again, can I sue you for making me watch it twice in 24 hours? I mean, it was horrific. And, I've always said this. I can't make money with politics. I make money with policy. Show me something about what you have and what you're going to do that I can make some money off.
Right.
And I got none of that. I just got that whole squawking soup. You couldn't hear anything. The one thing I found interesting, and I noticed, when you have a British accent like Stuart Varney, he can cut through. Something about that British vibe. When everybody says, it's a British guy talking. Let's stop and listen.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think. I don't remember anything you said.
It was awful.
You actually had three different accents on the
that's true.
Moderators.
You had Wyoming, you had British, and you had Spanish.
Yeah.
I thought Doug Burgum actually threw out some ideas about energy and other things on policy. And that guy doesn't get enough airtime
but that's the problem. He's a serious guy.
Yeah,
and this is no format for
I'd like to hear more from him.
He's got serious eyebrows. Like I say, he's like...
The eyebrows are the best thing about him.
He's like Count Chocula, right? Charlie, do you feel less optimistic or more optimistic? Charlie, too?
I feel optimistic about the fact that I have just more gratefulness for President Trump. I think we all owe him a big thank you at this point. Because last night was the second reminder of how unwatchable and utterly unlikable the Republican Party really is. And the way that I see it, it's kind of like social media, because none of them could resist taking jabs at Trump last night, right? He clearly is living rent-free inside of all of their heads at all times.
Yeah.
Even though they like to deny that. It's like social media. I'm sure everyone here can relate. Mm-hmm. You post something, and there are people that follow you, and you know that they hate you, and they constantly, every time you post, all they do is leave really rude comments underneath what you say. All the time. It never fails.
That.
But that's what it reminds me of. It's like Trump's the one posting, and these candidates are the ones that are in the comments, that no matter what he says or does, they just can't help. And then it gets even better, because you then see the people who are in the comments who start arguing among themselves for days on end.
That's a good analogy.
And I'm like, that's what this is here.
That's a good analogy. That wasn't a debate. That was just a bunch of responses on X.
Exactly.
Jamie, I imagine, because you really don't have a life, you did watch the debate. Watch it alone?
Did she take the TV, too?
She took the TV. I did watch the debate. I haven't heard people talk over each other like that since, I remember it was when I was getting married in my ex-wife's family, when they go, hey, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife, did I say wife? I'm sorry, I just figured everybody knows from being on the show. I'm surprised Christie is not better at debating, because he wins that one every night where he's like, should I eat the whole gallon of ice cream?
Nice.
DeSantis has got to work on like just being more I've seen more natural movement from members of the Chuck E. Cheese band.
It's true.
Right? And that TikTok thing, I think they should leave Vivek. I like he's been on the show. He's a nice dude. And I thought that was like a weird sort of like argue something that has nothing to do with anything type of thing. Because we're all kind of on, I don't know, I'm on TikTok. It doesn't worry me. I think they're going to steal your information if they want it is what I think. That could be incorrect. Because they're going to steal your identity. I'm like, okay, well, I don't get laid and I can't get a mortgage. But like, why don't you take it and let me know how that goes?
All right. Or Jamie. Jamie, you have a girlfriend.
I do.
I know. Thought I'd out you.
I know. Yeah. It was weird. I felt like you were lying, and then I was like, he's not. That's how weird it is.
I don't know why I said that. We can edit that out later.
So the lesson here is they really should leave the one-liners to Jamie Lissow.
Yeah.
Can I say real quick? There was like, this is real quick. There was this guy, and he got depressed because this woman he's supposed to marry, like, said she wasn't going to marry him, and he jumped off the top of a building.
Yeah.
Right? And he ends up landing on the woman. She goes to the hospital, and he's fine. Pence has worse timing than that woman.
And on that note, all right, before we go, this is very, very, very important. You may have missed her all week, but Kat will be back next week. But she'll also be returning to her hometown of Detroit for 2 shows at the Majestic Theater, Saturday and Sunday, October 7th and 8th. Go to realkattimp.com for ticket info. There are tickets available. It's a great show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.